Hey, one more thing before we have to get to that wrestling stuff.
Yeah.
You've been following what's going on with Joey Chestnut.
Oh, I've got mixed emotion. You're not the only one with mixed emotions. You're not the only one adrift on this ocean. Because in a way, I want to support Joey Chestnut, the hero that he is to gluttons all over the world. The superhuman effort that he made and continues to make to expand his innermost bowels for our entertainment and pleasure, and at the same time brought back to the United States an honor like the mustard yellow belt back from the evil Japanese menace of Kobayashi. But
Who was also kicked out of
who was also
competitive
banned
eating.
for because we know that the international hot dog eating people and the international competitive eating people are very litigious. But I wanted to be on Joey's side because he did all that stuff, and even switching brands from Nathan's to, I would have gone with him somewhere. But a fucking veggie dog, that's not only un-American, that's some bullshit right there. If it's like a low-fat Twinkie, if you can't eat the goddamn fat, don't eat the Twinkie.
You don't turn your back on Nathan's either. If you got Nathan's, you got the best hot dog. Where else are you going to go? Hebrew National? No. Ballpark? No. Nathan's is the one.
Well, no, if Ballpark came in like Tony Khan and Ballpark's father invented a goddamn car part that made him $17 billion and 14 cents, and Ballpark said, Joey Chestnut, we know those people over there are pricks at the other side because they're the only game in town, and if you do anything, if you fart in anybody's general direction, they didn't clear it, they'll fuck with you and run you off, but I'll pay you $2 million a year to just stick some shit down your throat that'll make your ass expand into the Holland Tunnel. All for us. I could go with him. And he could have the ballpark. You could have the ballpark, Frank. It's still a Frank. It may not be the Nathan's Frank, but it's still a Frank. It's still a dog. But then to plant-based material, I'm sorry, I can't cross that bridge.
Hey, listen, this one big eating contest everyone talks about every year, and he was the champion for years and years after Kobayashi got kicked out of the league. This is like Hulk Hogan leaving WWE to go to Herb Abrams. This is a bad move, I think. Although there's a lot of money. So you have that on the other hand. And actually...
But now do we know he's going to get the money? Are they going to be like that optical company in Japan 30 years ago that opened a big promotion and then it was gone? Because Joey was figured in on the other side, but hopefully he's getting his money up front.
And again, for those not knowing of the story, Joey Chestnut is the longtime reigning champion of the Nathan's famous hot dog eating contest. Every year they have an event.
Well, who doesn't know this?
He's the champion, and he signed an endorsement deal with Impossible Foods. You may hear of Impossible Burgers, Impossible this and that.
It's impossible not to hear about them.
Well, they're vegan, so it's not just a competitor, but it's also a competitor.
It's not the same thing. It's a pretender. It's not a warrior. It's an errand boy. How can you have a hot dog that has neither no hot nor no dog?
It also says here in the article I'm reading, this is not the first time the contest has had a falling out with a high-profile eater. Kobayashi, who won the competition for 6 straight years before the rise of Mr. Chestnut, left the contest in 2010 after he refused to sign an exclusive contract with Major League Eating. So it's a WWE kind of situation.
To be quite fair, if you've seen the documentary on him, he's a fucking Looney Tune.
I haven't. There's a documentary on Kobayashi?
Oh my God, yes. Yeah, and he got mentally fucked up over losses, and he's like a fucking competitive eating version of Ronda Rousey. It was fucking with him, and I can't remember all the goddamn particulars. But yeah, he would probably appeal to deal with himself. But Joey's been faithful. But like I said, I could leave with him if it wasn't for this plant-based hot dog thing.
I have an article here from the New York Post. Joey Chestnut reignites Kobayashi rivalry I mean, actually, I'll just read you the article, so give the news. Chestnut and Kobayashi will face off in a hot dog eating contest to determine who is the greatest Frankfurter eater of all time in a showdown that will stream live on Netflix September 2nd.
Oh,
the
my
streamer
God.
announced. The event, Chestnut versus Kobayashi, unfinished beef.
Well, wouldn't you know who won the pony? As soon as both of them get free of their various guys, maybe this is why. Maybe Netflix said, "Hey, Joey, to do this thing, we'll give you a couple $1 million," and the other guys weren't going to let him do it. But so he figured he'll get the fucking broccoli dog sponsorship on the side of it as well. Who knows what was the motivating factor in this? So Netflix, Kobayashi, Chestnut. How did the WWE not get this?
Well, it's another interesting move for Netflix. They keep making these interesting streaming moves, just live events, from the Cat Williams comedy thing, the Tom Brady roast, the Tyson Jake Paul fight that's supposed to happen upcoming, NFL games. Very interesting.
You know what would be a wonderful fucking streaming? You mentioned every genre in the world except one. I think there should be live streaming of people having arguments. Besides politics, where they're halfway supposed to try to act like they know what they're talking about and are being civil. I'm talking about people who have a real, just put a goddamn camera in every office building. In the different offices or public places or goddamn even wherever these arguments happen. I know the fans have the cameras, but we got to get a streaming service to wire the public so we can have live fucking arguments. Fuck you, no, fuck you. I think that would be a big hit that has not been fully tapped yet.
Angry debates is something people need, but back to and finishing up with the Joey Chestnut.
Oh, Nathan's, I'm sorry. We're back to Joey and Nathan.
The Nathan's famous hot dog eating contest. Is this an opportunity for them to make a new star?
Oh, is that a question you're asking me, or is that in the article? I thought you were reading the article.
I'm asking you as a booker, as an eater, is this an opportunity for them to make a new star, even bigger and better than Joey Chestnut?
Well, but here's the problem with that. And the problem with that is you can't find a lot of motherfuckers that can eat 65 and 70 fucking hot dogs and buns, even though they dunk them in glasses of water and just tamp them down like fucking mulch around a goddamn tree. You can't find human beings that can do that, obviously, because they've been the only two that can do that. Now, what we need, the woman they had, what was her name? God damn it, the Dragon Lady. She was a little thin.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
She was a little thin woman of Asian persuasion that could eat like fucking 25 or 30 hot, some ridiculous fucking, I mean, that's something. Her jaw looked like that fucking alien in V back in the 80s that opened to take the fucking rodent hole because they were lizard people. Yeah, maybe we need a woman that could eat 40 fucking hot dogs, and then you don't have to worry about whether Joey's eating 75 or not, because it's even more gobsmacking in a repulsive way that this woman can eat 40 of them, unless she looks like goddamn little Lotta, in which case, no, it has to be a thin woman that's good, because they have the same thing with Kobayashi. Where does he put it?
If you go the other way, they've never done that, where it's like the biggest person you can find wins. That's what we need for once.
But see, there's the problem.
And then everyone's chasing the wall.
It's not possible because the fat people have so much fat that their stomachs can't expand. There gets too much pressure. That's why the thinner people have an edge. You don't you know anything, Brian, for heaven's sake?
They should hire you to be a commentator. You're teaching me a lot here.
Well, I could call that sentence. Look at this motherfucker. He's down a wiener or two down his gullet. I'm telling you, I'd be brilliant at that. But nevertheless.
Well, we will see what happens with this story. And now, I'm looking at the latest article. Apparently now the The Coney Island Wiener War escalates as Nathan's hot dog eating contest organizer rips Joey Chestnut.
Oof.
So apparently there are hard feelings now, so we don't know if he'll ever return. Chestnut 40 has an estimated net worth of $4 million.
Not bad.
He won the July 4th event in 16 of the past 17 years, wolfing down 62 hot dogs and buns in 2023.
He did 70 the year before. I think it was a little cooler.
All right, well, we'll see what happens. Is this Steve Austin leaving at his peak, or Vern Gagne retiring with the belt?
I think they fucked up. Joey was a star. They'll still do the contest and be on television, but the problem is that now Joey's like some of the guys in the business have been in recent. He's without television, and they don't even have. Because there's only room for one international competitive eating fucking federation or whatever they fucking call them. They don't have competing hot dog eating or really major league eating shows on television, do they? They pretty much got that fucking deal.
Who's going to start up World Championship eating?
That's the question. Where is Ted Turner when you need him? Is Ted still alive? Where is Ted?
He's still alive, but I believe he's not in good health.
Not in good. Well, if he wasn't in good mental state when he fucking bought WCW, so maybe this is a chance for the competitive eaters now.